Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny, and today it's time for the sneak peek for week 2 of round 2 Battle of the Booktubers. Welcome back to Battle of the Booktubers round 2. I am really excited to give you guys another sneak peek, but before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys have watched the vlogs from week 1. I will link the playlist down below as well as in the cards, so please go and watch our competitors' lovely vlogs. I think you're gonna have a really fun time if you haven't gotten to them already. Also, be sure to tune in this coming Tuesday for our week 2 vlogs, as well as every Sunday here on my channel, which is what you're watching right now, for our sneak peeks. And then we do have a live show scheduled on my channel as well on July 27th at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you put it in your calendar and you join us for the conversation. Now let's get to the good stuff and recap what happened in week 1. So we're gonna start with Kirsten's vlog. Kirsten ended up judging Booktuber I, who I have assigned to Booktuber number 2 in my graphic up above. So in Kirsten's vlog, she ended up reading a book that she had never heard of before, which I always think is exciting whenever we get recommendations of books that we've never seen in the past. It's always fun to see, having no expectations for a book, what ends up happening. So her top recommendation, or the top recommendation to Kirsten, she ended up reading a 4-star, which gives this person a 12-point lead, I guess, since no one else has been rated at this point. And the second recommendation ended up getting a 3-star, which will give them 6 points. Moving on to Rainey's vlog, in which she judged Booktuber B. I have assigned Booktuber B to Booktuber number 3. Rainey also had some highs and lows in her vlog, and she also was introduced to a book she'd never heard of before from kind of the classic fantasy romance genre. So it was really interesting to see whether or not she ended up enjoying that read. The top recommendation for Rainey this week received a 2.5 star, which gives this person 7.5 points. And the second recommendation ended up receiving 4 stars, and so they will get 8 points. Moving on to Josie's vlog. Josie ended up judging Booktuber D, and Booktuber D is actually one that has already been rated this week. I am assigning Booktuber D to Booktuber number 2. So as I stated in my round 1 vlogs, I allowed competitors to figure out where they wanted to place each of their vlogs, and that means that certain people do get multiple ratings in a week. You still don't know who these people are, but we're gonna see definitely some changes in ratings, or not ratings, but changes in the total points, because certain people are going to be rated more often than others in week 1 versus week 2. Within Josie's vlog, she actually had 2 pretty big hitters, pretty well-known fantasy books, and one of those was a book that she had picked up multiple times in the past and had just never finished it. So it was exciting to see kind of what her final thoughts were after she actually got through the entire book. Josie ended up rating her top recommendation from Booktuber D as a 4-star, which means that person will receive 12 points. And then the second recommendation received a 4.25 star, which means they'll receive 8.5 points. Remember, we will receive Michaela's vlog all at once on week 3, revealing a ton of points for all of our competitors, and so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we now know that Booktuber 2 has 38.5 points, and Booktuber 3 has 15.5 points. All in all, I would say that week 1 was a success. All of our Booktubers had at least 1 4-star rating in the recommendations, which I love to see. Now, let's see what week 2 has in store.
I've been wanting to have a gothic haunted house book that I find and that I really vibe with.
I really think that these could be really high, like definitely at least 4 stars.
I've been wanting to read them for ages, for years.
I mean, I like gothic classics, so this has already ticked the box for me.
I don't know what to think of that.
I can't help but get into this with high expectations, so I'm hoping that the book will live up to them.
I'm really gonna try to be open-minded. I'm really gonna try to be, but I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw that book, I went, oh dear God.
Her writing is so beautiful.
Honestly, this is great. This is really great. I'm feeling so positive about both of these books.
I loved this setting. As a Scandinavian, I felt almost right at home.
I don't know, it's not too scary or anything at the minute, so I feel like I'll be fine reading this before bed, because yes, I am a wisp.
Shit is getting weird.
And I feel like that was very predictable. We saw that come in.
It's a whole new world, and it's so vivid.
And I do like the dinosaurs.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm trying, okay? I'm really trying.
Your gender is not an excuse for your behavior.
I could not have been more wrong about this being a summer read.
Booktuber A is really going to hate me after this. Please be my friend still.
I think my expectations for this were wrong.
But I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing in this.
I think it's a really hard format to really nail.
The twist at the end of this I kind of expected, didn't really surprise me.
I feel so mean and bad for saying it. I do. I feel so bad for saying it.
I'm gonna be thinking about this book for a while. I am simmering!
And this was definitely my favourite book that I've read out of this challenge so far.
So a big bonus to the author for that. Big points for that. I really liked that.
I should be voted off the island in Survivor. I should be voted off the island.
Stay tuned for all of these vlogs that go live on Tuesday of next week to figure out what happens, which points will be accumulated in week 2, and what can we expect in week 3. Also, don't forget to check out my poll in my community tab where you guys will vote on who you believe Booktuber 2 and Booktuber 3 will be. The results of the poll will be shown at the live show on July 27th. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading!